Nobody ever taught me how to market. So when I found you, you taught me how to market. For me to have a system every day in place, that's what changed my production level. I love being part of teams and I wouldn't trade that for anything. It's such a great feeling.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is Kang. I'm interviewing my partner, Caroline Lee, who joined our team a couple of years ago as an agent. And she's going to share her story on why she joined our team and why it made sense for her, even as a top producer. So Caroline, thanks for doing this interview.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
How did you get into real estate in the first place?
A lot of people don't know that I've been doing this for a while, but I actually got into real estate because I had a boyfriend whose mother was an investor. So crazy me, I was young and in love, and I went with him all the way to the Inland Empire. So I decided to leave my communication degree, and I worked at 20th Century Fox as a casting assistant. I left it aside because I saw all the money that she made. I was driven by money and for love, and I followed his mother, and that's how I got started. By that time, I was actually casting, 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. Do you remember that show? So I was meeting celebrities, and then I had met so many celebrities. I met Tom Hanks, and they were doing Alien at the time, this other TV show. But anyway, I was with the top office, and I left it all behind and went into real estate.
Before joining the Home Ready team, you were at a different company. What did your business and day-to-day look like?
Believe it or not, right after doing entertainment, I worked for developers. So for a really long time, my life was very different from a resale agent. I was out in the streets of, let's just say Irvine, putting up signs at 9:30, putting Windex on my model in my sales center, prepping up, chopping the pillows in half. And I put the balloons up, and then opened my office at 10 a.m. and I worked on follow-ups and marketing and reports for developers all day. Clocked out 5:30, brought all the signs down, and clocked out at 6 p.m. So that was my life for about 10 years. And then I went into resale, and I was mortified because I was used to having leads come into me. I was used to the developer taking care of the marketing, having all of that. I didn't have a budget set aside for any of that because he did all the work. So I always had nonstop leads. But when I went into resale, I thought, what the heck am I going to do? That was a very scary time for me.
What was the main reason you decided to join the Home Ready team, and what were you hoping you would find?
So I wanted to have what I had with developers, like an already set up platform, but I wanted to take it to the next level. I was tired of a 9-to-5 job. I needed more time with my daughter. So I wanted exactly this platform that was set up, pre-marketed for me, pre-launch. It already had a history. There was already a reputation there, but I wanted to do that with resale. And when I came and met you, Philip, I was like, this I could do because it was not far from my developer world.
You were with another company prior to joining our team. What was the main reason why you made this switch?
So that team, I went there because of leads. So when you're an independent agent working resale, that thing I told you earlier about being mortified is how do I used to have clients all the time that the developer produced for me, but now how do I go get my own leads? So every agent, if you ask them today, like where they're going to go to a brokerage, of course, that provides leads because leads puts food on the table, right? So you guys offered that and you guys provided it. And before in my old brokerage, I was with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. They had a system in place. The leads were everywhere. So I was on the Zillow Flex team one day driving from Pasadena all the way to Irvine, putting so much mileage on my car. And I said, something's got to give. I've got to change this. So the fact that you were in my backyard in the city of Fullerton and you had a system in place and accountability, that's why I came over to the Home Ready team. My old brokerage never taught me how to market. They teach you skills. They teach you all of the leads that you convert for them, but nobody ever taught me how to market. So when I found you, you taught me how to market. And I looked at my mileage the other day. It's looking pretty good on my new car. I can't tell you how much time I saved from being in my own backyard.
So was there anything you were nervous about before joining, and how did that turn out?
I wasn't nervous. By then I was doing resale for 3 years. When I joined your team, I was actually so relieved because I found another team out there that had systems in place. So for me, I need systems. And one of the things that I came to you is not only did you provide leads and you were doing Zillow Flex here in Fullerton, but you had accountability. And, they say like that's the top reason why I joined your team was, what we do every week is not like a normal team. We do 2 days during the week for accountability. There's a great saying called proximity is power. And I knew early on in my career, I didn't want to be by myself or on a lone island. I like to be surrounded by driven, like-minded people that operate as a team. When I came to your team, being able to share accountability and collaborate. And every week we get to brainstorm on what works and what doesn't work, and our fears and our triumphs. And so when other people share that, it's just to me like instant caffeine. It's great motivation, especially during the sluggish months, like what we're going to go through, during the winter. The team model preps me for that.
So what's the one thing that surprised you about how the team operates behind the scenes?
The thing that I didn't realize was reduction of costs for me. There's so many people that go out and they want to, open up a shop and create their own team, but they don't realize the costs going in. So when I looked to see like operating my own CRM, making my own website, all the systems on the back ends, hiring a VA, hiring a TC, to do all that costs a lot of money. But now imagine all of that is done for you. So I didn't realize how important that was. And also generating leads. We generate leads here. We have multiple open house opportunities. All of that costs money. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. And when I crunched the numbers on what I had to put in, that's why you have to treat it like as a business. And if you don't have that upfront money, then why not join a team? It's a no-brainer.
How have the systems or technology helped you stay organized or close more business?
The systems, the brand leverage. So, when I came in, I was somewhat busy. I'm busier now when I joined the Home Ready team, but back then I had some SOI. The brand leverage was great because the minute I came in, I was given a seller guide. I was given a buyer guide. The Home Ready team had presence out in Fullerton, so I didn't have to prove myself. It was already done for me. And so to do all that and not have to start marketing from somewhere, and us realtors, many of us are awful with marketing. So the fact that that was done for me and there was a proven reputation and brand in place really, really expedited me to doing what I'm best at, which is high level, being in front of clients and converting conversations and closing and opening escrows. I would say another great thing was the administrative and marketing support. To know that we have I don't know, Philip, how many people do we have now? 4 VAs, 4 TCs. And real estate is such a heavy driven legal industry. I mean, if you screw up on your paperwork, you could end up in a lawsuit. So knowing that I could write an offer, and then on the back end, we have a whole team that does the opening of the escrow, all the paperwork, all of my marketing, my close sales for me. You don't understand that famous saying about buying back time. I can literally cut my days now, and I buy back so much time, and I could go out and meet more people.
Which part of the lead generation or follow-up process do you think gives you the biggest advantage?
I would say the open house opportunities. Realtors take a lot of things for granted when they go to a team. They don't realize how difficult this is to set it all up. For me, I think I told you I want to buy back time in my life because I missed out on so much time with my daughter. So for me, joining a team, what's great is if I'm rotating 3 open houses over the weekend as a veteran agent, let's just say even if I had 5, how wonderful is it if you've got people that think like you, they know the language, the script. You can just put them at those open houses while you spend some time with your family. And you still know that it's going to be well taken care of. That was so valuable to me.
A lot of agents out there, they want to join an organization where they can grow with the company that they're with. And you've done that. And yes, you provide open house opportunities, and you can do that at a brokerage, but being on this team, because you grew into a team partner, now you can place agents on these open houses, and you also monetize those opportunities. You help mentor them, you help create opportunities for others, and there's a financial incentive for you. Can you share a little bit about what that looks like?
I think for the last 10 years, there's this fear that I have all the time, and I'm just telling all of you guys. So every time November 22nd, my birthday hits, it's like my worst bad luck month I've had in real estate. When I see my checking and savings account, my pocketbook, It's always deteriorating down. I hated November and December. For the first time 3 years ago after I joined the Home Ready team, like, Philip, you opened my eyes to money and like about retire. Like, I get to think about retirement and what that feels like now, like stocks. Like, I have a stock plan, and like every time I do something, there's money that goes into my account, whether I'm helping an agent, I'm closing in on them, I'm teaching a class. You see us on NASDAQ and it grows. To see you get revenue share from all of the compounded efforts that you've been putting in for the last 3 years, to see that reward come back and like come in a form of a check or money and give you stability in this unstable business we call real estate has been so great that now I'm going into November and December this year. Like, I don't really worry so much about money. And it's something that I've worried about for so long. And where I'm at in my career and age-wise, it's something I don't want to be worried about. But now I get to take this time and help other agents get to where I am, and to have that feeling that you're financially more comfortable. It's a great feeling. And I wouldn't have had that if I wasn't part of a team model or part of Home Ready team and Real.
What I see is there's opportunities to grow, there's opportunities to have residual income without all the risk that goes into starting a business. And that's what I love about the model that we have. And you're such a huge asset to our team. I'm so grateful for all your contributions. What's been your biggest area of growth, whether it's been personal or business wise, either mindset or skill?
My biggest area of growth for me has been systems. Today, there was this wonderful rocket fuel was so wonderful. Every Monday morning, I get up, and for me to have a system every day in place, that's what changed my production level. What I did, I remember you telling us, and I took this really seriously, and I remember Joe and Amy, and this morning everybody's talking about systems and like consistency. For me to put all the noise aside and work on 3 prospecting efforts every morning, I didn't care about anything else. That's what changed my business. So I am not a systematic person. I'm high I. I love entertaining. I love socializing. I'm terrible at systems. And for me to have some regular form of consistency in my life, and I know prospecting is where it hurts. Oh man, I got a prospect this morning. Like, seriously, I know how hard it is, but now I actually don't mind. I like picking up that phone and having conversations. So systems and consistency, and I'm still working on it, but I'm going to get better at it.
How would you describe the team culture in a few words?
I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly. Like, I freaking love us. Like, I was part of a lot of teams, and then the teams sometimes when they get really big, you kind of dissipate. It's great when you keep it under a certain number, but teams are going to grow. And what's great is like, they're like family to me. Like, when I come to work now, I feel like all of these agents that are new, that they come, I really just want to sit there and seriously help them. And they give me tears of joy whenever they accomplish something. It's the greatest feeling to see people close, hit their numbers every year, feed their families. And then for all of us to be able to collaborate and hang out together. And there's no animosity or jealousy. What I see in other people and in other brokerages that are solo, they don't help each other. But for us, every time we help, there's actually a gain. And it could be a financial gain in terms of revenue share. So you're like, I'm not wasting my time. Or someone that you're mentoring that you're getting a little bit from in terms of split. But just to have that and work as a family, and it's like a serious, like a baseball team. That's what I love. And I love being part of teams, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. It's such a great feeling.
What does the collaboration look like between agents on the team?
I want to say it's a constant exchange of ideas, and it could be someone who's new. She's got we have an agent on our team. Let's just say she has a fantastic lead on a $3 million home that's uber and luxury, but she doesn't feel confident to step in there and close the deal. So we sent in someone, either it's myself or yourself or another senior agent, to go in there and close with her, and for her to be able to see what that closing presentation looks like. Like, that stuff money can't buy. To see a seasoned senior agent and see how he or she does on closing deals, people pay thousands of dollars to see someone like that in action, but you have that on our team. and you don't have to pay money for it.
How has being part of the team impacted your overall lifestyle or balance?
I've spent more time with my family. I don't have to work every weekend, which I was doing for about 14 years. The freedom of time took a while. It doesn't happen in the first year. You got to put in your 40 hours if you want to get to a certain number. And everybody's magic number these days seems to be like 20 a year, right? So you got to still put in the hours. But once you get to a certain point, that freedom of time to be able to spend that with your child or your family, once again, and make this kind of money, I would not trade it.
How has being part of the team impacted your long-term goals or vision for your business?
It's not just about being solo, but now I'm always out meeting people. And so when I talk to groups, I'm able to now bring in teams who can all mimic this model and do what we did, and have team leaders all thrive with their agents. So I know that that's big. And in terms of long-term, because I'm meeting so many people, it opened my eyes to different parts of real estate. I'd like to do more commercial in the future. I'd like us to get into more investments. That's long-term. I'm looking for things that put more money in my pocket more on a consistent basis. The fact that I see a lot of people flipping on our team right now and opening up that pocket, and the returns are higher than making $12,000 to $15,000 on a sale. That's been tremendous part of investment that has helped me think about the long run.
What would you say to an agent who's on the fence about joining our team?
You know me, I don't hold back. I go, what are you waiting for? That's a no-brainer to me. Do you want to be on a lone island? Or do you want this instead? And to me, if you're a beginner agent, to me, why wouldn't you join a team? There's just going to be more opportunities, and you can't build something alone. I mean, the solo effort versus the group effort, obviously, it's going to work better. And like I said, it's like being part of a big basketball team or a baseball team. The Dodgers didn't get there by just Shohei. They got there from everybody, Freeman and Mookie and everybody. It was a collaborative effort. And so it's a no-brainer to me.
Why does a high producer such as yourself stay on the team? Because I'm sure there's a lot of agents watching this video. They might be selling 24 deals a year, 20, 30 million in gross volume. And they might say, why should I give up so much money to be part of a team? And what would you say to those agents?
I found out that being part of a team model actually opens up more opportunities. So people are always thinking about this little commission, the split. But when you look at it on an annual, or I want to say every 3 years, when you actually look at it collectively, I actually made more money by being on a team. It doesn't even compare. So I would say opens more doors and opportunities for you to find more deals and conversations to have. Second, buying back time. Sometimes it's not, when you hit a certain peak in your life, it's not always about money. I know money is important. I 100% agree. I love money, and money is important. But sometimes, always hitting numbers and going for this gross volume is not always important. When you want to buy back time and be, with your family, and you may be working on another investment endeavor, then for me, having other agents work open houses, having other agents, when I get sick, let's say, and I can't service a buyer, then another agent can go for me. Those things, it's just so precious, and it de-stresses me.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell yourself before joining?
Keep it simple, one day at a time. Don't listen to all the noise, and create authentic situations. If you are still authentic in everything that you do, the customers will follow.
So there's a lot of agents out there that don't want to join a team because they want to brand themselves, which is probably a myth, because I know you've been able to brand yourself, but they want to do things their way and create their own brand and, chart their own course to success. And they might not, they're on their way there. They're not quite there yet. What advice would you give those agents?
There's no barrier to entry in this industry. That's the problem with this industry. It's not like you went to med school or, you're a brain surgeon and you had to go through all of these MCATs and things like that. So there's just so many of us. So everybody out there is trying to always create branding for themselves. So to me, after a while, all the branding looks the same, right? We got to admit, it all looks the same. It's just like all the AI noise out there. Everybody's content is starting to look the same when it's built by AI. So why not become part of a team that already has the brand there for you, so you can work on other items that are, I want to say, high level. You can tweak a little bit, about yourself, but use that brand and make adjustments for yourself. And I would say, don't focus so much on branding. Go out there and meet clients and have conversations.
Thank you so much for doing this interview.
And
We're going to end it with a couple sound bites. I'm going to read off a sentence, end it with a blank, and you're just going to finish the sentence for me. So the best part about being on the team is
collaboration.
Since joining Home Ready team, I've been able to
Make more money.
If you're a solo agent thinking about joining a team, my advice would be
Don't think about it. Just join.
Being on this team has helped me
Grow.
Thanks so much for doing this testimonial video. Thanks for being on our team.